When I think back to why I used to struggle with women a lot, it mainly came from having negative self-limiting beliefs. Really quick, I want you to think of these two different types of guys when it comes to approaching women. The first guy we're gonna call Jimmy. Jimmy sees the girl that he wants to go talk to, and then he starts saying to himself, there's no way she'd be into a guy like me, bro. I shouldn't even go try because she'll just reject me. The second guy we're gonna call Alexander. Alexander sees the girl that he wants to go approach, and he says, I'm gonna go talk to her because I have nothing to lose, and I hope she's into me, but if not, I'll be completely fine because I know that I have a lot of value as a man. Out of these two guys, which one do you think will be more successful with their dating life over the long run? Of course, the second one. Because the truth is that positive beliefs will always serve you in every single aspect of your life, and negative beliefs will always hold you down. Only looks matter, bro. It's all about looks. Okay, bro. All right. But if that's the mindset that you have, you're gonna fail. I see these comments all the time on my TikTok videos and sometimes on YouTube of guys saying this advice is cool and all, and I'd want to go approach girls, but girls aren't gonna like me just because I'm not good looking. And I see guys say things like, self-improvement is pointless and there's no reason to do anything because, girls only care about looks and nothing else matters. And I'm always just thinking to myself, bro, do you ever leave your room? Do you ever go outside? Bro, go touch some grass. Because you so often see guys who aren't quote unquote attractive, who have girlfriends that are good looking. Because you know why? It doesn't really matter. Girls don't really care that much about your looks. Women care much more about your character traits, about your masculine core, about the type of man you are. Does she have a good time when she's with you? That's what matters. And guess what? Even if you have the belief that looks are the only thing that matters, which I do think to an extent looks are important because your looks will help you get more opportunities. And honestly, maybe if you genuinely do feel like your looks are holding you back, you could do some self-improvement. But even if you feel like that your looks are what's holding you back, there are so many things that you can control. You can go to the gym, you can improve your physique, you can get healthier, you can get in better shape, you can do all these things that can make you go from being a guy who's, and it sounds kind of weird to say it like this, but from a guy who's a 3 or 4 out of a 10, you can easily get to a 7 or 8 out of 10 if you improve your style, you get in better shape, you improve your physique, you improve the way you look. So even if you have the belief that looks are important, which I think they are to a certain extent, there's no excuse because you can still improve those. So what would my advice be if you always have negative self-limiting beliefs? You need to start forcing positive thoughts in your head. And I know that sounds super corny, but when you force positive thoughts, when you see that girl that you want to go talk to and you say to yourself yeah, you know what? I actually am worthy of her. I actually am a cool guy. There's a lot of things about me that she would actually love. It leads you to actually being more confident, which then actually improves the situation in real life and actually makes it more likely that she's into you. Because the guy who has positive beliefs, who's confident, who believes in himself, who has a good mindset, that guy goes on to actually get results. That guy goes on to actually get the girl. Because instead of telling himself, she wouldn't be into me, bro, and then being less confident, not getting the girl, he forces positive thoughts, which then actually improves the outcome. And if you don't believe me, then just go try it for yourself. Next time you see that girl you want to go talk to, tell yourself positive things. Tell yourself positive thoughts, or with anything you want to do, tell yourself positive thoughts and let me know if that improves your life, because I guarantee you, if you actually put time into it and you actually focus on it, you'll notice that it has all positive effects and 0 negative ones. Now, does this mean that every time you go approach a girl that it's gonna go well? Because I can already imagine some guy commenting, I had a positive thought and she still rejected me, and it's okay. That doesn't mean that just because you have a positive thought, every single girl is going to be into you, right? Dating is still a numbers game. You still have to put yourself out there and you have to be okay with going through bad moments. But what I'm trying to convey is that it will improve your likelihood of having good experiences. And the next thing you need to do is when you are having negative beliefs, when you are doubting yourself, just go talk to her, because realize that at the end of the day, you really have nothing to lose. Because think about it, we're on a spinning rock in the middle of space. We're all going to die one day. So if you go and talk to that girl, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she rejects you. No one cares. If you get rejected, yeah, it might hurt for a few minutes. It might hurt for a day. But do you know what actually hurts a lot more than rejection? The feeling of, I wish I would have gone and talked to her. I wish that I would have gone and approached her. Because really think about it. Does that feel worse when you don't even try or when you get rejected? Because at least when you get rejected, you have the satisfaction of okay, I tried. I put myself out there. But the guy who doesn't even put himself out there, the guy who rejects himself, is hit with that what if. What if I would have done it? What if it would have worked out? So don't be a guy who settles for what ifs. Be a guy who puts himself out there, who's okay with getting rejected, because that guy will have much better results in the long run. The next thing you should not do is attach your value to the outcome. Don't say to yourself if you get rejected that, oh, I'm some bad dude. Like, no one wants me. Don't have that mentality. Instead, focus on, as a man, attaching your outcome to things you can control. Because the reality is, you can't control if that girl's going to be into you. You really can't. But what you can control is getting your self-worth, getting your value from who you are as a man. From, are you the guy who's chasing after your purpose? Are you the guy who's focused on leveling up? Are you the guy who's going to the gym, improving his physique, getting healthier, becoming that best version of yourself? That's something that you can completely control, and that's what you should put your value into as a man. Because the reality is, if you focus on leveling yourself up and not chasing women all the time, if you focus on becoming your best self, the funny thing is, the less you actually focus on chasing girls, the less you actually focus on making women the priority, the more it actually improves your dating life. Because instead of being the guy who's obsessive over women, who's chasing girls all the time, you're the guy who's focused on leveling up, on being his best self, which then makes women more attracted to you. So don't be the guy who puts his value into what girls think about him, who puts his value into whether or not that girl rejects you or likes you back. Be the guy who puts your self-worth, your value into who you are as a man and what you're doing and your purpose. And always have an abundance mindset. Always set high standards. If that girl doesn't want to be with you, who cares? Wait for the right girl. Wait for the girl who actually wants to be with you. Because the reality is, as a man, that's what you deserve. And if you don't set high standards for your own dating life, if you don't set high standards for the people that you associate with, it's going to be impossible to actually find the right girl. Because instead of looking for the girl who actually values you, who actually wants to be with you, instead of actually waiting for that right person, you're constantly settling for people who don't treat you that way, who don't treat you the way that you want to be treated. So instead, set high standards and have the mindset that, you know what? Yeah, I want to be my best self and I want to prove myself to her, but she also has to prove herself to me. If a woman wants to get my attention, if she wants to be with me, she has to show me why she's worthy of being with me. Because so many guys go throughout their dating lives with the mindset that, like, oh, I'm trying to win her over. Oh, how can I impress her? Because that's what all the stupid Disney movies and all the movies put on to young men, is that you have to win the girl over. But why not think to yourself, how can she win me over? And of course, it goes both ways. You still have to put your best foot forward, be the best version of yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't also think, how can she win me over? How can this girl prove herself to me? So never ever have negative, self-limiting beliefs, because the reality is those will never serve you. Instead, always force positive self-beliefs. Always tell yourself you can do something. Always be confident and focus on being your best self. If you found this video helped you, be sure to click the like and subscribe button and also turn on the post notifications so you can see more videos like these. I'll see you for the next video, bro.